boring. The highway is just mind-numbingly boring. The miles go on and on during my trip to Florida. Boring. It's still early morning and I'm already bored to death. The day doesn't look promising at all. I could entertain myself by annoying one of my friends with a long phone call. But since I rarely drive long distances and the X5 is so new, I haven't gotten around to purchasing a phone charger yet. And I forgot to bring a USB charging cable with me. Therefore, I have no way to recharge my dead phone battery. Without my phone, I can't even access my music collection, which makes everything even more boring. To the right, I see a boring little Louisiana town. A boring dark sedan overtakes me on the left. My boring tank is still half full. There is no reason to stop and interrupt my suffering from total boredom. Why in the name of all that is holy didn't I take a plane? Looking back, we can say that this idea of finally going for a spin in a new car was ridiculous. To my right, I admire a small group of cows. One of them is brown, all the others are black. Truly amazing. At least amazing enough to make them a major attraction here. In my imagination, I see locals gathering around this spectacle every day, watching the cows in awe. To my left, I see the barrel of a gun pointed at my head. Instinctively, I immediately slam on the brakes completely. I barely have time to realize that my side window is shattering. I look to my right and see the highway exit through another broken side window. Still not releasing the brakes, I pull the car out. I barely missed it. The pedal presses back to the metal even as I'm still driving through the grass before hitting the asphalt again. I quickly look in the rearview mirror. There is no one in sight, only an empty and innocent-looking highway exit. I realize that I am surprisingly calm. Shouldn't I be more upset? Maybe shaking like a leaf would be more appropriate? Maybe at least a hint of panic? Damn, I've never been in this situation and I just don't know how I should react. Although survival is at the top of my list, that much is clear. Who can want kill me? I think I'm a classic nice guy. I have never seduced another man's wife, at least as far as I know. My criminal career was limited to a stolen apple at the age of 8. And I somehow doubt that Mr. Thompson, the fruit merchant, finally found out and was so upset that he decided to take such radical measures. Maybe it's just a coincidence and no one will come after me. Some kind of spontaneous Louisiana greeting ritual? Oh shit, bad luck. I see a dark sedan speeding up the exit behind me. Of course, I get the most out of my car, and this is a lot, since I impulsively chose a larger engine. I don't know anything about such things, and at the time, I didn't understand the difference. 8 cylinders somehow sounded better than 6, so I bought it. All I know is that my car feels very fast now. But, surprisingly, my pursuers are not far behind. Suddenly, a shot breaks the front window. Crap. Of course, I hang my head, hating myself for it. Because it's stupid, it's already too late anyway. My still bulletproof right rear view mirror tells me 2 things, both of which make an already shitty day worse. First, there's a big lump of bird shit on the mirror frame. Damn, this car is almost brand new. But at least I thank the apparently rather large bird for not hitting my now-defunct windshield. Second, a guy leaned out of the side window of that damn sedan, pointing a gun in my direction. I'm not sure if he realizes that he looks absolutely ridiculous, like something out of a cheap 60s gangster movie. I'm a little disappointed that he forgot some Humphrey Bogart-style hats. If I'm going to get shot, it needs to happen in style. I see a small humpbacked village path on the right and decide to use all my advantages against them. I have an SUV, but they don't. So I turn onto it and brake late and hard, and I immediately accelerate along this small path, almost pressing the pedal to the floor. I don't even know where exactly I am. Perhaps somewhere in Louisiana. Driving over 100 mph on a small, holy track is a challenge, and I have my hands full trying to keep the car on it. I'm hoping the massive plume of dust I'm creating can help me. This makes my location painfully obvious, but I don't envy those who are racing through this patch of dirt at such speeds in a plume of dust. It's hard enough without this. Suddenly, the steering wheel jerks and the tire pressure warning comes on. Hell, they probably hit the tire with a bullet. The car remains surprisingly stable, but I decide I have to give it up after all. I couldn't shake them off with 4 good tires, so I definitely can't cope with 3. I hit the brakes, get out of the car, and run. I'm just running. There are a few trees around me, but not enough to hide me. I don't look back. I hardly look where I'm running. I'm just running like hell. The bark of the tree to my right is shattered into a pile of splinters, but I don't care at all. I'm running for my life. I don't even know how many of them are chasing me. Maybe 1 or 2? 2, probably. This is how they always show it in the movies. No, the cops come in 2s, and the killers are always alone. Does it matter? No. But a surprising amount of things are running through my head in these supposedly last seconds of the life that I have so far enjoyed. Well, that was good. This is the phrase that probably describes it best. Always stick to the classics when in doubt. And it's sad that this good life should end so suddenly at the ripe age of 29. The fact is that I kind of won life's big lottery. Although today, it may not look like that. I look good. Personally, I don't think so, because I usually don't value the appearance of men, including myself. But that part of the female population that likes me assures me of this. And the opinion of the other party doesn't bother me much. Fork in the road, okay, left. Why not? I still don't know where I am. It doesn't matter where I run. It's important to keep doing this. And I run more out of habit, to prolong my life as much as possible, rather than in the hope that it will somehow save me. My mobile phone battery is dead. The number of police officers in sight is, wait, I have to count, 0, which, coincidentally, equals the total number of people in sight. I'm unarmed, not trained in any martial arts, never stood near Marines, Green Berets, Navy SEALs, or anything like that. I'm more of a peaceful, non-confrontational guy. Oh, I'd rather run on the grass. The path seems dangerously muddy and slippery. So I'm toast. A professional killer is chasing me. And I'm just an unarmed, incompetent guy, spoiled by a wealthy life. My only fight was with Timmy Burns at the age of 11, and I lost it. So they will most likely kill me even if they run out of ammo. Spoiled, definitely. Rich from the moment he joined humanity. Heir to old money. Smart enough to graduate from an Ivy League college, but never intended to become a lawyer. He lived in luxury, did meaningless things, never contributing anything to the life of humanity, beyond just being there, blocking resources that could be better invested in more ambitious people. That's what it comes down to, old man. You're just redundant. No children, no responsibility for anything. You are a losing business for humanity. I somehow didn't notice this. I was just too busy being myself. I drove luxury cars, chased beautiful women, lived in beautiful houses, and traveled. But now, as I run along a dirt path somewhere in the South, it seems completely obvious. It is very likely that humanity will survive without my presence. More precisely, no one will care. The insight is quite disappointing, and it seems that it's too late to change your life. But one thing may be in my favor. I've always been good at sports and ran a lot. I think I've maintained a good pace so far. I can no longer hear anyone behind me, and even the shots have stopped. Okay, I'll take the left path again. So, maybe I was able to put some distance between myself and the killer, or a group of killers. For all I know, there could be up to 20 people chasing me. I grin, imagining a group of guys in blackened sunglasses stumbling down this damn path. But seriously, no more than 5 self-respecting killers could get into this shitty sedan. At least it's consoling that I won't die as ignorant as I lived. By this time, I already have an idea of who and why might want my death. The fact that I found myself in this somewhat uncomfortable situation was partly my own fault. The path leads me around the bend, and suddenly, I find myself in some kind of clearing. It looks like a trailer park. About 15 trailers are scattered across the clearing in a completely random order. None of them are aligned parallel to each other. Their arrangement is equally haphazard. They look like toys thrown here by a huge child. It seems that everything around is silent, not a single person is visible. Most trailers are decorated with some strange decor, chains of lights, colored lamps, Everything that can give this place a tacky and cheap look is present. In its bad taste, this place is very harmonious. Well, I can't be picky, can I? I rush to the nearest luxury home, dropping the one with the Jesus loves you sticker that seems kind of out of place given the circumstances. I knock furiously on the door of my chosen potential refuge. I don't serve. You see, my light is off. A bored female voice tells me from inside. My God, what is this? Some kind of forest brothel? I'm running here for my life. But I'm glad someone is home and willing to at least talk to me, even through a closed door. Please open. It is important. It's a matter of life or death. You must help me. The door opens surprisingly quickly and I am pulled inside. It's quite dark here, and as soon as my eyes adjust to the surroundings, I see a blonde woman in front of me. Her face cannot be called beautiful. It's stunningly beautiful. She has the sharp, chiseled features of a classic beauty. What is she doing here? This doesn't seem right. I have no idea why, but somehow I feel like a beautiful woman, like her, shouldn't be living in an old trailer in the deep woods in the South working her body. Everything should be wrong according to Josh's rules of life. She is about a head smaller than me and looks at me expectantly, clenching her fists at her waist. Her makeup is overdone and tacky, but maybe that's what's in demand here. If a little attention was paid to her styling and clothing, she would be an incredible beauty. I almost don't notice that the trailer seems to be filled with books, which surprises me a little. Well, sorry to bother you, ma'am, but someone is following me and, to be completely honest, is trying to kill me. By the way, my name is Josh. I reach out my hand in hopes of breaking the ice. I hope she accepts it. I desperately need her as an ally. She studies my hand carefully before slowly reaching out and taking it. Hello, Josh. I'm Mia. She takes my hand, which I take as a good sign. The fact is that life here may not be ideal, but I kind of got used to living, and I plan to live like this for some time. I'm 26 years old, and I think it might be a little early for my big departure. So as much as I would like to help you, I don't see the point in putting my life in danger for a stranger. You see, for all I know, you could very well be the villain in this story. Wow, she might be working out of a dingy trailer in the middle of nowhere, but she's definitely not stupid or uneducated. Quite eloquent, actually. I love her sense of humor, even in such stressful circumstances. This is wrong, I swear. Well, given the current situation, a little more talkativeness than now would be helpful. My life may depend on this. This may be the first and only situation where my abilities as a womanizer will significantly improve something meaningful. And this is apparently the first time I've completely failed since Peggy Andrews gave me a bitchy slap in the 10th grade. So give me at least one reason to help you. Imagine an alternative. You're sending me there again. They will definitely kill me. And you'll have to live with it. Risky. I play the guilt card. I don't like myself for this, but I'm desperate. So you bet your life on the fact that I am a moral woman? You're talking to a slut. I still held her hand, squeezing it. Why should a slut have lower morals than anyone else? You see, I don't like to play with guilt. It's not your problem, and I don't want to burden you. But I also began to like being alive, and I'm just desperate. If I get killed, it will really ruin my day. Her impression softens, and I hope I have convinced her. It would be a small miracle, considering what I look like. Dirty, sweaty, in torn clothes. She sighed long. Okay, what do you want? Could you call the police? My mobile battery is dead. Sorry, we don't have a network here. There are no phones at all. This little paradise is as illegal as it gets. Crap, I need to survive for... Let's see. I checked my watch. 15 hours. Until midnight. Then I'm safe. She looks at me thoughtfully. She then apparently comes to some conclusion. I just hope it's right. The one that will save my life. My life is in her hands. Come after me. She leads me to the wardrobe. Mia, these are very bad guys. They will definitely come here. Please, we need to find better shelter. Trust me, we know about such things. There are illegal immigrants among us. Now she opens a kind of secret door inside the closet. A small cache appears. God, you're right, I say. This could really work. Get in. They are already looking for you. 2 guys. Thank you. You'll thank me later, if I'm alive. I just look at her with what I hope is a sincerely grateful expression on my face and crawl into the small space. She closes the door and I find myself in complete darkness. The only thing I smell is the slightly musty smell that lingers here, the sound of shuffling feet and the birds singing in the trees, and then I hear a loud knock on her door. Open the damn door! This guy clearly won't make any new friends here, but his gun probably makes it unnecessary to be tactical anyway. I don't serve. Go to one of the others. It's early morning and I'm tired. I do not care. That's not what I'm here for. Open the door or I'll knock it down. I think that the entire trailer park will be aware of what is happening. And this is probably not the first door they knock on. Someone here needs to be armed to protect the girls. But whoever it is, it looks like he or she has no intention of doing anything. And it's probably much healthier to not mess with these guys. My lovely ex Sally seems to have spared no expense and hired competent professionals. I hear the front door open. So what do you need? I'm looking for someone. It does not take a lot of time. The main thing is don't bother me. I hear him walking around, quickly opening everything and checking. Finally, he opens the closet. My life, like Mia's, depends on this moment. Come to think of it, they would probably kill all the inhabitants of this wonderful amusement park to remove any possible witnesses. It's disgusting. All these people will have to die because of Sally's greed. And for my mistakes. Fine. If you see a person in dirty and torn clothes, let us know. We'll be around for a while. Mia doesn't bother to answer, and someone closes the front door. Stay there a little longer. We have to be sure. I hear her whisper. A smart girl, beautiful, witty, and willing to put herself in danger to help me. What exactly is she doing in this hole? For a while, I try to remain calm and patient and not succumb to claustrophobia. I am not inclined to it, but now I need to try not to acquire it. The location is ideal for this task. After an eternity, light floods my little shelter. I drag my aching body out into the real world. Thank you. This is not the end yet. They're still around. I know. Our entire conversation is an exchange of whispers. We both realize they're probably busy pressing some ears against some aluminum panels right now. You owe me. Yes. What do you need? Your story. She smiles. How can she smile in such a situation? And God, she has a nice smile. Is it true? And that's all? I didn't say that's all. But it seems like a suitable advance. Fine. I realize my voice is shaking a little. You had a hard time, right? You will stay here in the bedroom. No one should look here. I'll bring you something to eat and drink. I look at her incredulously. She is right. I'm desperate to eat and drink. I understand that something has gone completely wrong. I married some kind of monster, while a beautiful and caring woman like Mia had to work hard to survive. At least, I assume that she is forced to do this out of desperation. No other reason is conceivable for such an angel. She returns with cookies and a glass of water. All this becomes history in a matter of seconds, and Mia smiles benevolently at me. Okay, continue, she whispers. Well, until today, I led a fairly easy and carefree life. I've never been in trouble, never had an enemy. My life has just been a pleasant journey. My problem started in college, although I didn't know it at the time. I met a girl named Sally. She is very smart, can be very sweet and funny, and is quite pretty. Not as beautiful as you, but beautiful enough. She smiles briefly, but tries to hide it. I inherited some money from my grandfather, which allowed me to go to college without any problems. I'm leaving out the fact that I inherited a six-figure million-dollar sum. There's no need to tell her about it. This has caused me enough suffering with Sally. On the other hand, Sally got the scholarship because she is very smart and very hardworking. She is driven by ambition and definitely does not want to live the way her parents lived. But despite the scholarship, she always found it difficult to make ends meet. So I think I was perfect for her. I wasn't too keen on a permanent relationship, but she was persistent and charmed me. After we received our diplomas, she decided that we should get married. I had my doubts, but I was too passive and lazy to disagree. This would cause too many problems and disputes, so it was easier to just agree. But, being a lawyer, I at least insisted on a prenuptial agreement. If we separated for any reason, she would receive a relatively small lump sum, 100,000 to be more precise. But she is also a lawyer, and insisted that the marriage contract include a clause stating that in the event of my death during our marriage, she would inherit everything. I didn't see a problem with this and understood her need for some security. My fault, because this point applies regardless of the cause of my death, and it is valid until the day of the final dissolution of the marriage. Oh, I see where this is going. Exactly. Long story short, our marriage quickly went downhill. She may not have had any intention of keeping it, and I sometimes suspect she even actively wanted to end it. Honestly, I have no idea what she's thinking and never have. Anyway, I caught her with another man. Maybe she wanted me to catch her, I have no idea. Of course, I immediately filed for divorce. I believe she was forced into the prenuptial agreement against her will and only gave in because of the death clause. Perhaps she intended to get my money this way from the very beginning. After I filed for divorce, I'm sure she was strapped for cash. The divorce was finalized 6 months ago, and 3 days ago my lawyer advised me to pay her the small amount to which she was entitled. This was probably a big mistake, because she obviously used it to hire these gentlemen to end my life. They should kill me within, 14 hours. If they do this, my money will be hers. If not, she will be left with almost nothing. Maybe she needed a divorce because during our marriage, she never had the lump sum to hire guys like that. Only a lump sum payment at the end allowed her to do this. Wow, not a bad story. Yes, and I hope it won't be a short story. Me too, because your end will also be my end. This is going in the wrong direction. So what's your story? Oh, this is a sad story. Do you really want to hear it? Well, it can't be worse than mine. Oh, maybe. Short version. My father died when I was 14. My stepfather was an alcoholic who beat and raped me as soon as I turned 16. Soon after, I found myself here, unable to escape. I'm waiting for my savior. She looked very sad. I'm stunned. Is it true? What happens? This is terrible, Mia. Josh, you're a good guy, but you are completely gullible. I really don't know if I can let you go there again, unsupervised. You won't stand a chance against the next evil bitch. You're just too cute. And what is the point of saving you today if you are too naive to survive on your own after this? What? I do not understand anything. Josh, did you believe this nonsense? She really starts laughing, but she tries to do it quietly. I was brought up in abundance, and I had very good grades at school, but after finishing school I was too lazy for a real 8-to-5 job. This thought depressed me. Therefore, in the absence of a rich knight in shining armor, I decided to take up a prestigious ancient profession. This seemed to be the easiest way. Oh, I have to grin now. In retaliation, she hits me lightly on the arm, and we both have a hard time holding back our laughter. She obviously has the same dry humor and laconic demeanor as me, who earned the cold fish label from my ex. But what Sally meant was far from the truth. Actually, I'm a pretty emotional guy. I just don't want to run around with my hands up, holding my head and screaming. If I'm in trouble, I become calm and reasonable, and I try to look at every situation with humor. Mia seems to be the same, and that's probably why we get along so well. But why are you doing this here? I quickly realized that I don't like intermediaries. They don't give much protection, they only give problems, violence, stupidity, and disappearing money. Here we can work without this burden. It's clear. But what about intimacy and love? Are you still interested in such things? Oh yeah, I love books very much and read a lot of romantic novels. I still dream about it. What I'm doing here is completely unrelated to that. Believe it or not, I have never made love to a man in my life. I'm still kind of a virgin. Are you joking again? No, seriously. I just had a lot of sex in many variations. But I think I've never had real sex. And even more so, she didn't make love. I never felt any pleasant emotions while doing my work. So yes, making love and loving someone is still very much on my agenda. The problem is that I just don't meet good men. The guys who come here are mostly those who can't get good pussy any other way. They are the sediment of the male population. Semi-attractive or good-looking men don't come here. They don't have to pay for such semi-serious services. We're not exactly in the luxury segment of our business, you know? The problem is to remind yourself that there must be worthy men in the world, and that I just don't see them here. Never? I smile and wink. Well, rarely. She smiles too. So you are unhappy with your current position? Yes, but not so desperately. But I definitely need to change something soon. But as easy as it is to get into it, it's just as difficult to get out. I don't think I have the qualifications for a normal job, do I? I just nod, deciding that things are getting pretty serious, and do what I always do in these situations. Change the subject. So do you think we can hide here for 14 hours? We can if Sheriff Clarkson and his deputy come to visit Clara and Becky. If we're lucky, they'll arrive soon. The girls will probably tell them that something is wrong. But I have no idea what they will do about it. Okay, let's wait and see. Josh, I'm going to have to turn on the light soon. If one of the girls does not accept clients for a long time, the men hunting for you will be on their guard. You're right. Is this a problem for you? Not at all. It's just my job. But maybe for you. Well, maybe so, if you think about it. I like her. Even more. But of course I won't admit it now. Mia already has more than enough problems because of me. There's no need to make her life any more difficult. I think it's necessary, don't you? You won't like this, right? And not just because you'll have to wait in the cloakroom all this time? Yes, I think this will not be the main problem. I like you. And I won't like hearing you do your job. Okay, time for a little honesty. It will be difficult for me too. I like you too. And I'm afraid that for the first time I will be ashamed of my work. And I'm afraid that after this, you will like me much less. I don't think so, although I'm not too sure about that. Honestly, I don't know how I will react. I've never been in this situation, and I doubt many men have been. And we don't have much of a choice anyway, do we? Yes, unfortunately. Let's get this over with. Fine. You don't have to go to the shelter. You can stay in the wardrobe. If you prefer to sit between my clothes. Doesn't sound so bad. And over the next few hours, I learned a lot of new things. First of all, I get really jealous when I hear some guys having sex with Mia. Why do I react this way? I have a lot of time to think about this. Because I like her as a friend, and I can't calmly listen to insults directed at her. No, she doesn't overdo it in any way. She is very relaxed and friendly with clients. No emotion, just a sovereign way of dealing with the situation. The reason is that I like her, but not just as a friend. I'm just jealous. Secondly, booking a girl like Mia is surprisingly common. The conversation sounds like everyday chatter. Yes, it's too hot for this time of year. Have you seen fuel prices? John and Marcia are finally getting married. Peggy is pregnant again. No sexy talk. Thirdly, I really enjoy sitting between her clothes and inhaling her scent. I like to smell her, and I think that says a lot about my feelings for her. Between her clients, I can leave the wardrobe, but I don't want to be tactless by taking advantage of the situation to see her in my non-existent work clothes. It would be tactless. Of course, I would like to fully examine her naked body, but somehow I don't feel right, so I don't take my eyes off her face or somewhere else. She notices my problems, smiles slightly, and puts on a robe. After 3 hours and the same number of Johns, the situation changes. Oh, the sheriff and 2 of his colleagues arrived. Mia looks out the window and I have to hide. They head to Clara, Becky, and Andrea's trailers. Now things are about to get interesting. She continues to watch the scene unfold. They're coming out again, all 3. Everyone has their guns ready. They are talking. Deputy Andrews walks toward the patrol car. Now it gets more interesting. If the killers decide to shoot them, they will have to kill all of us. But it's risky. You can't just kill 3 cops, even being a tough professional, especially as a professional. Too much risk for one job. Do you know what you're talking about? I've seen a lot of crap. but not as close as today, fortunately. Boy, you really owe it to me if we get out of here alive. Yes, definitely. I assure you of this. Be prepared. Now go to the wardrobe. No, it's better to go to the hiding place. We don't know what will happen. Okay, another 10 hours. Crap. We have to get through this. She looks me straight in the eyes when she says this. I feel a tingling sensation in my stomach. Yes, we have to. Thank you. You'll thank me later. Now go. We have to hide you. Do you think I should just run towards the cops? No, I think they can just shoot you from afar. They probably have rifles. Too risky. You're right, so I better hide. This decision would be an easy way out for her. She decided to risk her life again, to save mine. I again feel a little guilty, but at the same time, very pleased. As I retreat back into a less pleasant-smelling hiding place, I hear Mia serving 2 more clients. I dozed off a little until she told me that she would turn off the lamp so that I could get some sleep, if I need anything, and that the sheriff apparently decided to leave the patrol car with 2 officers to protect his beloved girl, Clara. These 2 guys won't stand a chance against these pros while they're eating donuts in their patrol car. That's right, Josh. But we can't do anything about it. Let's just hope they don't take any risks. I doubt these guys would want to kill 18 people, including 2 cops, for the price of 1. Too risky. Agree. I just hope we're right. I'd like to pee before you fall asleep. She is laughing. Of course, go ahead, and you better take sleeping pills, otherwise it will be a long night there. Good idea. I wake up when the hiding place opens at night. Mia stands in front of me with her long blonde hair down, freshly washed, wearing only a long t-shirt and smiling. She looks breathtakingly beautiful. The reason is that the ridiculous makeup has disappeared. Mia, you are stunning. Thank you. You, on the other hand, look like crap. We both laugh. What time is it now? 11:30, 30 minutes left. Both cops are still alive. You slept well? What? You're a strange guy. Not that much, to be honest. I had to look after you. What do you say? You are a strange woman. I know. We both smile. I really enjoy spending time with you, Mia. Surprisingly, she shed tears, turned away, and then closed the hiding place. Well, she's a woman. They are born to be unpredictable. It'll all be over at midnight, right? Yes, then I will officially get divorced. We are talking through a thin wall. Fine. Wait, the police are leaving. I have to stop them. I hear her hurrying to leave. After a while, she returned, rummaged through her things a little, and went out again. Shortly after this, I hear heavy footsteps in the trailer. Someone searches him again. Apparently, one of the killers. I held my breath, literally. Hey, what are you doing here? I hear an assertive male voice. I'm just looking for a little fun. But the lady doesn't seem to be at home, a male voice answers. Get out of here, immediately. Hands behind the neck. Stay right there. Do not move. Do you have permission for this gun? Certainly. It was recently used. Just for fun, I did a little shooting in the forest. Fine. This seems a little strange, doesn't it? You shot a little and then at midnight you visited the girl? Well, why not? Midnight. I'm trying to read my watch, but it's impossible. Actually, it's 5 minutes after 12, officer. This is Mia's voice. Good girl. We made it in time. I move the board aside and step out of my hiding spot. The officer and the killer look at me in surprise as I enter Mia's small living room. And who are you? I am the one this man is looking for. I'm the one someone tried to shoot yesterday. They had to kill me before midnight, and it looks like they didn't succeed. Crap, the killer exclaims and looks at his watch. Well, maybe they're not such professionals after all. Lie, the officer throws him to the ground. I said, don't move. He quickly handcuffs him. There's another one like that here, says Mia. I understand that she is one of those who thinks practically. Compared to her, I'm useless at this. Dan, carefully. We could be in trouble, the officer shouts. Don't move, we hear from outside. The time that follows is quite hectic. The officers are very nervous and insist that I take them to the station. I can't even say goodbye properly. Mia looks very sad as she watches me get into one of the patrol cars. She tries to put on a brave smile and waves her hand slightly. After that, she hurries to her trailer. Does he think she'll never see me again? There's nothing I can do about it now. The police car is already leaving. I decided not to press charges against anyone. I don't want to live in fear until I can testify in court. I don't want to change my identity into some witness protection program. Hell, I didn't even see the face of the person who shot me. It could have been one of the two guys in the trailer park or anyone else. The trial would have ended in nothing. It's not worth it. I don't even mention my damaged car. It would simply be confiscated as evidence. And I'm far from home. I need her. For much more important things than a fruitless war with the guys my beloved ex hired. The chance that they will turn it in is minimal anyway, because they are in no real danger of being convicted, and I have absolutely no interest in these guys. So I have to admit that I'm letting these guys just walk out of the police station with me. One of them even congratulates me for surviving. I wouldn't bet on it. You're a damn good driver and a fast runner. Well done. Strange. What is he waiting for? That I'll give him a high five? Am I treating this like some kind of sporting competition? I think it's a little more personal. Were you hired by a man or a woman? Buddy, we never talk about such things. But women, of course, can be evil bitches. In general, do you understand? He grins and leaves. That's all I need to know. So my ex hired them personally, not her lover. I managed to charge my phone at the police station, call a tow truck, and pick up my car from the mechanic. 2 days later, I left my hotel room, picking up the previously repaired car. My car is like new again. Even the bird crap is gone. And I love just sitting in it. I somehow became one with this car. After all, so far this is the only car in which I managed to survive a potentially deadly chase, and I hope that she remains the only one. I don't think I'll ever sell it. I start the engine but let the car idle for a while. I enjoy the air conditioning and feel like this is an important moment in my life. One of the big forks in the road. But one of the paths seems dark and unattractive. It represents the single life I chose to live after a failed marriage. The other path is well lit. Multicolored flashing arrows point to it. A large hand beckons me towards her, and it says Maya in big glowing letters. And so I finally put it in gear and drove towards the trailer park. What will I find there? Will she still be there? Would she want to go with me to an unknown future? She seemed quite comfortable there. Her current profession worries me surprisingly little. Well, there's only one way to find out, right? My car finally pulled into the trailer park. I had difficulty finding him, despite the description one of the officers gave me. And to be honest, I'm a little nervous. Much depends on what comes next. This time, most of the women seem to be outside. They are all sitting on some kind of porch and seem to surround one person. I get out of the car and slowly walk towards the group, expecting Mia to be part of this gathering. To my surprise, she is sitting in the center, and to my surprise, they all seem to console her. As I get closer, I see that she is sobbing like a child, and the others are trying to console her. One of them sees me, gets up, and comes to me. "Sorry, guy, we are closed today. Please come back tomorrow." I'm surprised how empathetic these women are. They lose a day's income to help a colleague in need. No, I'm not a client. I came to visit Mia, and no one will stop me. Are you Josh? Exactly. You're an idiot. You better get to her quickly. This girl is destroyed, but she smiles kindly. Mia is now sitting with her elbows on her knees and her face buried in her hands. She is overcome by sobs. 2 of her colleagues console her. She didn't even notice me. She seems to really feel bad for me. But instead of regret, I feel elated. Many of my doubts are already in the past. I'm glad because I feel just as bad for her. "Mia?" Her head snaps up and she just stares at me in disbelief for a short moment before jumping up and running towards me. She literally jumps into my arms and we hug each other tightly. And finally, we kiss for the first time. It's as magical as I expected. It's still a little hectic, though. As the decades progress, we will, of course, calm down a little. Why did you come? She finally calmed down enough to ask a rational question. Well, what do you think? I came for you, of course. Take me? What does it mean? Her tone, still very hesitant and unsure. Take you with me. That's what it means. Josh, I'd love to, but I'm not worthy. Countless guys have used my body for years. It appears to be undamaged. No, but do you think you can still love me? Yes, I already love you, but of course I expect you to quit your job. Suddenly she laughs openly. I'm hearing it for the first time and it seems simply magical. I could love her, just for this moment. For the way she looks and sounds when she laughs like that. Consider it all over. Anything else? Yes, you need new clothes and a different hairstyle. This is not a requirement, but I would be very happy. No problem. This is just my image. I would really like to get rid of him. Fine. That's all for me. Anything else you want? Except you? No. But Josh, how will this work? Well, you pack your things in my car and I'll just take you out of here. What? Now? Well, you're probably right. Why wait? But how will it work later? Of course, you have family, friends, colleagues. None of them will be happy to hear that you brought home someone like me. You're not like that anymore, okay? I ask this with good humor, but she nods very sincerely. Well, I don't have much family. I have several friends. Quite a lot, actually. But I won't tell anyone what you did. If you want, to your health. I'll still support you. It's your choice. You're right, Mia. He's just perfect. I envy you so much. Don't let him get away. Pack your things and leave, girl, says one of her former colleagues. She's right, Mia. Please come with me. Trust me. She looks at me thoughtfully. Yes. I don't even know why I hesitate. I dreamed that you would come back, that you would take me away, but I didn't dare believe it. Suddenly her mood changes. She made her decision. Okay, let's pack my things. I'll pack them in bags and you take them to your car. The trailer is still rented, but I'll miss the girls. Promise me that we can visit them from time to time. Just take me. I trust you completely. Oh my God, I'm talking nonsense, aren't I? Yes, you chat, but without nonsense. Let's get your things. Yes, sir, she laughs. She disappears into her trailer while I fold down the back seats of my car to make room for her things. She reappears as a completely different woman. Decent clothes, light and tasteful makeup. Wow, delicious. Do you like it? She smiles widely. She then disappears again to gather her things. I decide to follow her to help her, but am quickly kicked out again. While I'm trying to solve the puzzle of how to get her things into my car, she's busy tearfully breaking up with her friends. Having solved it, I wait patiently for her to finish. Finally, one of the women approaches me, followed by the others. As expected, I have to promise that I will take good care of her. Otherwise, they will come after me. I bear it with good humor. It turns out that Mia doesn't have a car, but all the women share the same old truck. So all her things are already mine. Finally, after what feels like an eternity, she enters her. Sorry it took so long. Oh God. That's what I call a good car. Do you like it, dear? Expensive? And she leans towards me and kisses me wildly. So where exactly are we going? Where will I live? She smiles sweetly at me, full of trust and anticipation. It's contagious. Austin, Texas. Oh, that sounds good. How long will it take to get there? Few hours. Not so bad. Oh, Josh, are you sure about this? This is the last chance to cancel everything. You are crazy? You belong to me. I won't let you rot in this trailer. You don't belong here. You will come with me. You will live in my house. And even if nothing works out between us, I will help you improve your life. Oh, it's not like that now? Is this so? No, not really. She looks coyly. Right. But anyway, let's think about it later. Now we're just starting both our lives over again. Fine, let's not talk about anything too serious. I think we both need to leave our past behind. Agreed. Let's just enjoy our journey. And it turned out that traveling with her was much less boring than traveling alone. In fact, I really enjoy it. A few hours later, we turn into my driveway, and Mia looks at me in disbelief. "You're kidding, right?" My large, modern, mansion-like home comes into view, and she gasps in shock. "Josh," she says mockingly, "is there something you somehow forgot to mention? This is definitely not your home, right?" Well, maybe," I answer mockingly, trying to feign remorse. "Oh my God, so that's why she tried to kill you. Being this rich can be dangerous." "Oh yeah, to say the least. Being rich and gullible is a dangerous combination." "So, who is this woman sitting on the porch of your house?" "No, this can't be true. I can't believe it. She actually has the nerve." Wow. Great. It will be fun. I can officially take you away from her." As we walk towards my beautiful ex-wife, I realize that I am very glad that I have Mia for support. And to wipe Sally's nose. It's just perfect when you think about it. Not only did I survive her attempt to kill me, but I returned with a woman much more beautiful than her on my arm. Sally is certainly not ugly. She has long, black, straight hair, she has a beautiful face, and she is always dressed and styled to the highest standard. This undoubtedly gives a woman a certain attractiveness. But Mia is just a natural beauty. Sally can't compete with that. Mia's face is in a different league. And, without seeing her naked, I got the impression that her body could at any time lay claim to the title of central figure. Sally is slim and well-trained. She truly made the best of what she had. But Mia is simply more attractive, even without any styling. Not that any of it matters much. I want Mia next to me, and I don't want Sally. Even if Sally was prettier, it's just hard not to compare them now. Ah, Josh, honey, there you are. Finally, I do not know what to say. So much time has passed. So many things went wrong. Josh. She continued talking to my shoes. We really need to talk. Darling, we should be together. But, well, we've made so many terrible mistakes. We made mistakes? I definitely don't remember many of mine. Trust in her was one of them, that's for sure. Well, this will be interesting. I decided to remain silent. Please, honey, I beg you, let's go inside and talk. Looks like you changed the locks. She even manages to look teary, an amazing acting achievement. Sally, may I remind you that you haven't lived here for 6 months? You live with Terry, the guy you cheated on me with. We're divorced. Do you remember? Josh. She squeezes her hands. Everything about her performance is truly perfect. Terry was just a bad mistake, dear. Please believe me, I love only you, always only you. I know I've made a lot of mistakes. I put you through something you didn't deserve. But please let me make it up to you. Please, I will do everything that you want. I will be the best wife you can imagine. Give me a chance, Josh. Ooh, it's really cool. Josh, honey, please don't dwell on the past. I will be the best wife for you in the future. How should I say this? I'll be perfect for you. Wife? Do you think we'll get married again? Well, of course, baby. I mean, if I can somehow do it. But, Josh, I agree to anything. I will happily give birth to the children you have always wanted to have. Josh, please give me a second chance. I know I messed everything up terribly. It's surprising that she manages to completely ignore Mia's presence. Josh, please, you have to believe me. I haven't seen Terry for months. I left him immediately. I never meant to hurt you. Right. You hired a few guys to do it for you. For a brief moment, her facade crumbles. It could have cost her an Oscar. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Doesn't matter. So let me sum it up. You will marry me. You rarely give me sex. And when you give, you make it as boring as possible. It's like you're trying not to get emotionally attached to me. Then my suspicions arise. I hire a private detective. The report says you give a guy named Terry Richards a lot more sex, and in a lot more different ways, than you give me. Then I will come to you and find you with your lover. You think this is the right moment to insult me in front of him as worthless in bed and a terrible lover. I'm kicking you out. You think back on the prenuptial agreement and realize you've made a terrible mistake. You try to rekindle the relationship, but to no avail. Then you remember the clause that, in the event of my death, you will inherit everything as long as we are legally married. You wait for me to give you the money and then use it to hire professional killers. You only had a few hours to do it. Unfortunately, I was already on my way to Florida, so they couldn't do it here at home. They had to do it on the highway, in broad daylight. It's risky, and of course they failed. But it was very close. Several times bullets flew past me in a matter of centimeters. Fortunately, this beautiful lady saved me by hiding me and putting her own life in danger. And she had no idea about my money. The most likely outcome would be that I would now be dead, Mia would be dead, and you would be rich. But everything turned out the other way around. We're still alive, and I'm still rich. You have next to nothing because I suspect the killers took most of your money. Mia smiles widely, and Sally at least has the decency to look a little ashamed. But I'm not done yet. So I have a difficult choice to make. Woman A is beautiful, doesn't love me, only wants me for my money, and tries to kill me. Woman B is a ravishing beauty who seems to love me regardless of my money, and is loyal enough to save me at the risk of her own life. Wow, tough choice. It may come as a surprise, but I choose B, Mia. Mia laughed openly. Wow, amazing. This is by far the most alluring and captivating sight I have ever seen. Mia, you're really very sexy, you know? In response, she simply hugs and kisses me. Wow, I think this whole adventure was worth the risk. The reward for surviving is overwhelming, and I almost feel like I have Sally to thank for that. When we finally break our kiss, we see her slowly walking towards a beat-up car. To my surprise, Mia spoke after Sally. Sally, don't be so sad. You've had a good, luxurious life for several years, and by rights, you should be in prison now. I think you can be quite happy with this outcome. Sally turns around. Yes, perhaps you are right. I know that I lost and that I was lucky the way things turned out. And to be honest, I'm glad Josh is alive. You know, I'm angry, but not that bad. Time for honesty. I never really loved you, Josh, but you are a good person, too good for me. Take care of him, Mia. He is precious, and he's vulnerable. He is simply too naive for this world. I know, and will. Thank you for ruining everything so thoroughly so that I could have it. Try to be a better person, Sally. We'll try. I wish you both all the best. This may surprise you, but I'm serious. I can't bring myself to wish the same for her, despite her rather amazing closing speech. I don't even try to think about this woman's motives. I still don't understand her actions, but I think I can easily live with it. In silence, we watch her drive away. You know, Mia, these are the moments that we will remember for the rest of our lives. You mean, when we sit by our fireplace, when we are gray and old? Exactly. It will be a great story to tell our grandchildren. Ha ha, of course. Grandfather is a hero. He dodged bullets, ran like hell, drove like a maniac. No, Grandma is the hero here. She heroically saved him, and we may have to change the story about your profession a little. Perhaps. Okay. Now show me your house, please. Oh, sure, our house. Suddenly, this whole situation seems so strange. Here I am standing with a woman I barely know. I kissed her, but never made love to her. Hell, I haven't even seen her naked. And we both talk about growing old together as if it's definitely going to happen. Am I really that naive to this world? I decided not to rush things, just let them take their natural course. In any case, there is nothing to worry about. We're not married, or that she wants to kill me, as other women usually do. Meanwhile, I reached my front door, opened it, and bowed gracefully, inviting her to enter. Please come in, my lady. Thank you, good sir. Oh my God, Josh. It is fantastic. Oh God. Oh God. and she starts running around the house like a child. It looks out onto the deck and garden pool, through large sliding glass doors, a fireplace, a large kitchen with prep island, a master bathroom with panoramic garden views, and a large jacuzzi. We're going to have so much fun here. To the guest bedrooms, and finally to the master bedroom. More than once she jumped around or squealed with joy. I'm really not sure it compares to my luxury trailer. I already miss the tacky lighting, the damp winter, and the total boredom. What else can you add to convince me to stay here? We both smile widely. She makes everything seem fun. This situation can be extremely awkward, but not with Mia. In mocking despair, I answer, well, it won't be easy. All I have is this old shitty BMW that we barely got home in. He's already over 3 weeks old. It's a miracle he's still working. And there are only 2 other machines that can be used, and they are not much better. These don't even have a proper roof, and one of them has the engine in the rear. Oh, this doesn't sound very good. At least you're honest with me. It's fun. Well, we could from time to time escape from this suffering, but no more than once or twice a month. And we would be limited to hotels almost as shabby as this place. And what's worse, they will be in completely inconvenient places, in Europe, for example, or in incredibly hot places like the Caribbean or Hawaii. Boy, you're really digging yourself an even deeper hole. Maybe I could calm you down with sex, but no more than several times a day. Sorry. Well, that's a shame. I really expected a better life than this. Maybe then you can convince me by showing me your body. I need to see if this will be enough to make me forget about the terrible living conditions that await me. I have to try really hard not to laugh out loud, but I succeed, and I obediently pull off my t-shirt and look at her shyly. She stares at my muscular upper body and can't maintain her fake, haughty demeanor. She is silent for quite a long time, seemingly speechless with admiration. Well, she almost whispers, if this is all I can get, then this will have to be done, won't it? I laugh out loud and just pick her up and carry her to my bedroom. She giggles happily all the time. After a few seconds, for the first time, I can truly appreciate her naked body. God, how in the name of all that is holy can I keep a woman like that? I already know her beautiful face like the back of my hand, but her body is no less impressive. She turns, smiling, to let me inspect every detail. Do you like it? Seriously? You're just a walking dream. These breasts can't be real, can they? She looks too divine to be true. Well, it is. Thank you. I already guessed this. Otherwise, I would not have talked about it. Piercing looks perverted. I think I would vote against them if asked. But now that I see them, I have to admit that they look sexy. I have a nice chain to connect the rings, but we'll try that later. I don't want to go through my things right now, but rest assured, we'll have fun. Oh, wow, is all I can say before she attacks me. And God, she has a lot of pent-up sexual energy. What I experience has nothing to do with what she did for her clients. She is my dream, Tess. Josh, you'll never get rid of me again. This is the perfect dream for me. If necessary, I will use handcuffs or super glue to keep you close to me. No need. Oh, I have an idea. I saved your life. In any case, you are my property. I'm lucky. She winks very sweetly. I'm happy. I don't think I've ever been so happy in my entire life. That is why I am now smiling like an idiot who has just been pulled out of the forest with a crust of bread. And I don't mind at all. I already know that I am addicted to this woman. But how can I keep her? She's so beautiful. She can get any man she likes. Josh? Yes. Josh, it was fantastic. My first lovemaking, and it was better than I had hoped. Much better. And do you know the reason for this? Yes. Do you love me? I'm feeling it. And I love you. Yes. I know. Nothing else matters. Will she run away if I propose to her right now? I'm afraid this might scare her away. She has always been completely independent, which is why she chose to work in this shitty environment. I think it's best if I give her time to get used to being tied to someone. Josh, you've been single for quite some time. A few days, actually. That's longer than a man with your qualities should be. If you propose to me, there is a chance that I will accept. My head turns towards her. She's smiling so sweetly again, and I'm not sure she's serious. Really, Mia? Oh my God. But Josh, I'm not a gold digger. I don't want to be perceived that way. I don't want even a shadow of doubt about it. So I hope you still have that old prenuptial agreement. What? Yes, I have it. But I'm afraid I forgot to take the addresses of these killers. You'd have to hire your own. They weren't that successful anyway. Moron, she says with a laugh and lightly hits me in the side. We both just smile and hug for a while. I think we should buy you a ring tomorrow, I say after a few minutes of silence. Damn right, but she laughs a little. She is clearly not sure of the sincerity of my plan. This is a problem if you joke all the time. You never know when things will suddenly get serious. Seriously. What? Josh, I'm just kidding. Josh, I am not kidding. Oh, Josh, are you serious? Thank you. Yes. Just in case you just proposed to me. Yes. Yes. She suddenly starts crying and hugs me tightly. Oh, I think I did. Great. Thank you for agreeing. I kiss her deeply. Why did you thank me? For what you are, for accepting me, for choosing me and letting me save you. She smiles again. She is gorgeous. She changes her mood like a child. Nothing serious sticks around for too long. With joy. Okay, my fiancé, where can we get my ring? And to make it clear, I will be just as happy with a ring made from a jar insert. Place Vendôme. What? Where is it? I've never heard of this one. Oh, they have the best jar rings there, my dear bride. Wow, thanks, Josh. It looks like you're really serious. Yes. Wait for me on your knees as soon as we buy the ring. She had already taken my iPad and was Googling Place Vendôme. No! Oh! Paris. And with that, she hugs me so tightly that I can hardly breathe. However, I don't want her to stop anymore. Some things are more important than breathing.